Is heterosexuality under attack?
Probably in about 4 or 5 generations, no one will be straight anymore.
Where's my straight flag?
Is the LGBTQIA plus mafia really trying to overthrow society?
Homosexual gay values, if you like, are imposed across the board.
It's supremacy of gays and lesbians.
Everything's transgender.
If you walk on a rainbow pedestrian crossing, will you catch a pronoun disease? Well, yes. But don't worry, straight people. We won't forget about you. I'm Joe Sutherland, and to stop straight culture being lost forever, I am opening the first ever museum of heterosexuality, aka the Het. In this podcast, I invite guests to propose 2 relics of straight culture to preserve in my collection so that future generations can learn about the greatest achievements of heterosexual civilization. In this episode, I'll be receiving proposals from an incredible comedian. You know her from Live at the Apollo, the Wrestle Club podcast, and her work on the burlesque circuit and as an immigration lawyer and all over the stand-up scene. It's Sikisa!
Yay!
Hello!
Thank you for my lovely introduction.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's too easy.
Too much, if anything.
Well, welcome to the Het.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for visiting us. It's a pleasure to have you here. I like to ensure that all of our guests are not only knowledgeable, but also respectful of straight culture. I think that's important when we're preserving these things. And so I do have a couple of key questions for you.
Okay.
The first being, what is the straightest thing that you have ever done?
I think the straightest thing I have ever done is peed at a festival in public.
Wow!
Yeah.
Not where I thought you were going.
Yeah.
Okay. Define public.
So at a festival, so a music festival at Download. And obviously there's not really nice. It's a festival. We know the festivals are not great. And I'm normally one of those people that can hold in their pee.
How long are we talking?
Like hours. I can hold in my pee for hours.
Guinness World Record breaking levels.
Yeah. But then I saw these line of men just peeing. And I was like, why can't I also do that? So then I was just like, I'm just going to pee. And I did it, not even discreetly. I went full blown. Trousers down, crouched, peed.
Middle of field, or are you going to stand kind of behind a hoarding?
No, middle of field.
Oh my goodness.
Proper.
See, I have not partaken in Download Festival. It's the more kind of heavy metal-y themed one.
Yeah, they say it's heavy metal, but it's not as heavy as people think it is. It's more, I would say, rock metal. Like last year.
Yeah, so we're talking Avril Lavigne, that kind of thing.
Yeah, McFly was there last year.
No, are you kidding?
Yeah, McFly. Buxton is there this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not as heavy as people
Oh, wow,
think
and
it is.
Pure, not even Muck Busted,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the originals.
Individuals. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, see, so my outsider image is that I just imagine it's feral and everybody's just peeing on everything all the time. I? Okay, good.
No.
I'm wrong.
No, you think so, but the first time I ever went to Download, it was the first time I ever went camping, and I'm not a camper because I am black. So I like to be in my house with a duvet, with a pillow.
Oh, it's so nice to have your things.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the first night, it was really, really cold. I didn't prepare for the coldness, and I really needed to pee. And so I had already had a Starbucks cup, which I had drunk on the drive there, and it was one of the big ones. So I was like, I'm just going to pee in the cup. Little did I know that my pee was going to overflow the cup.
Because you drank more than just that Starbucks.
Yeah. So I peed, and then I had to I ended up peeing in my own tent. Basically.
Was it warm at least?
It was a little bit warm.
But then it will cool down.
Yeah, it
oh,
did. Yeah.
Christ. Okay, and my other key question, if I might pry, is when did you yourself realise that you are not straight, but in fact an ally to those people?
I realised, so I'm a big wrestling fan, and during the time when I was watching wrestling, there was a lot of bra and panty matches. The women in wrestling back in the day were not really respected as wrestlers. There was not a lot of long matches for them. It wasn't until really the 2000 and even 2005 onwards, 2010 onwards, that people really respected women's wrestling. So when I was growing up and watching all these bra and panty matches, there's something sexy about that.
But so define the bra and panty match. This is more like a sideshow.
Yeah, so
alongside
basically,
the headline matches.
yeah, so they basically would just come in their bra and panties, or there would be like an evening gown match. So,
No.
So they would come in, and it basically would be like a cat fight, and the first person to like get down to the bra and panties lost. So it was a cat fight, and then they sometimes had it in mud or in liquid.
Mm-hmm.
People who were establishing themselves as wrestlers, as well as women, like Lita.
Yes.
Lita's
Okay.
probably the most classic one, and Trish Stratus. Like Lita had a thong that was showing, even though she wore like combat trousers and like a crop top, she would have a thong showing, and her moves were always athletic, but also she was quite sexy.
Okay.
Yeah, so at that time I was just like, you know what, there's something, I feel like this is my queerness coming out.
It's an awakening.
It's a little bit of awakening. But then I was like, obviously it's mostly for men, this sports entertainment. So I kind of was like, fine, we'll be allies.
Fine, we'll get along.
We'll get along for the sake of wrestling.
Well, thank you very much. I think you've proven that you truly are an ally to the endangered heterosexual people. And that's really important. That's why I've opened the museum, is because I want to preserve their culture and make sure that we don't lose it. So with that in mind, would you like to tell us what the first example of straight culture is that you have brought to be reviewed?
My pleasure. So my first item that I would like to present to you to put into the museum is Lynx Africa.
The deodorant body spray.
Yes.
For the international museum visitors, they may be more familiar with Lynx as Axe body spray. I believe it's the same brand. But we stereotype and say that Lynx Africa is favoured by the teenage boy. But what I'm curious about is, like, do teenage boys choose it for themselves, or are they just receiving them for Christmas every year in gift sets?
Well, you say teenagers. I have been that person who has presented a male with Lynx Africa.
Okay.
And I have done so in my 30s.
What is your intention when you are gifting someone Lynx Africa? What is the message you're trying to put across to them?
Well, it's the gift set that I normally present. So it's the deodorant and the shampoo or body wash.
Oh, it's about a 12-in-1.
Yeah. So my intention is, I like you, I don't love you. And this was cheap enough. This was cheap enough for you to think, oh, she thought about me.
Yes, okay.
And I think it's also one of those gifts that people will either use in desperate times, for example, like going to a festival, or they will preserve and gift it to another friend.
Yes. It's, you know what, a re-giftable gift, actually, I do think does show some affection. I'm always grateful if somebody brings me an above £10 bottle of Prosecco, because I know if I'm not touching it, it's going to the next housewarming.
Yes, exactly.
Immediately. Yeah, there's such a distinct message in the gifting of the Lynx Africa gift set, which says, you are on my list. And that's it.
That's it.
You were on my list, which I double-checked whilst I was in the shop. I didn't do any other work around it.
Yeah.
Know your place.
And it's normally husbands of friends.
So it's a second tier. Yeah, a second ring. I see.
Well, like, I would never give you a Lynx Africa. I don't feel like you would use it. I don't think you'll use it. I think you'll look at it and be like, bitch, please. That's what I...
You know, there's something about the flavor profile of that aroma that, yeah, for me, it's a little sharp, I'm going to say. But of course, Lynx Africa is so specific. Lynx, the brand, or Axe body spray, has more than just the Africa scent. I believe they have a whole variety, including... So they have Africa, and they have Black, and they have Ice Chill, they have Excite. And then, did you know this? They also have what they refer to as the Fine Fragrance Collection, which has peach infusion, cherry spritz, and cocoa velvet.
Is this the one that was aimed for women? Because I do know they had
Maybe
women.
That's the vibe.
I think that they had like Lynx women at one point. And I remember that they were trying to go hard at that promotion, and I was like, no one's buying that, babe.
Yeah, stay in your lane sometimes.
Yeah.
You got it right the first time. Can we describe the smell of Lynx Africa? What and also, why is it called Africa? Why is that the word that they're pinning to it?
Was it like, this is what we think Africans smell like? I don't know what it was. And I think if that's the case, then you're racist.
Yeah.
Or was it like Africa seems continental. It seems exotic.
Yes.
Erotic. Maybe they were going for that, but that is not the smell that comes out.
That's I like that avenue of thinking. And actually, my English grandfather has a can of Lynx Africa in the bathroom that I am certain is at least as old as I am. There's something in the graphic design that says this was not post-millennium.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way that they've painted the can has like this fun, like brush stroke, red, green, black. And it does seem like, oh, we're going for that kind of vibe of giving you more of that, like get out there. We're out.
Lion.
But you're right, that doesn't match the aroma.
When I smell it, it smells like desperation. It smells like fuck boy. It smells like a wank.
In that we're thinking post-wank cover up the smell?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like, instead of Febreze, you're Lynx Africa.
I guess we all in the back of our minds have a stereotype of the person using this scent, and they are using it to cover up. They're using it to cover up other aromas, other bodily aromas, perhaps even like covering up a day in between showers. But it's so, like, the alcohol content seems to be so high that it honestly, and I often wonder if that's the point. Is it so strong that it just kind of knocks you out a little bit when the person walks past, so that you can kind of be fooled into thinking there was actually a better smell?
Maybe the people like to spray it because it's like, it's so strong. I feel like I'm drunk already. Ooh, when you walk past Brixton and you smell the weed and you're like, oh, I'm already having that.
I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. The commercials were obviously infamous at one point.
Can we talk about, those, was it the 90s and noughties, where the advertising campaign in the UK for Lynx sprays, there would always be a guy, some kind of like, I'm an average guy going about my life. Oh, I maybe don't get enough girls. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then whoosh, he finds the Lynx spray, he sprays it on himself, and then women were throw it in a kind of The Last of Us style zombie invasion. They had hordes of women cast in these adverts to run at these average lads and essentially smother them, perhaps to death or some kind of sexual frisson.
Titties were in play.
But the message there was essentially like, it was women love this, and women will be uncontrollable. They will lose their senses.
Yeah, it was basically, if you want to pick up girls, have a Lynx Africa. And it is very much like the opposite of that.
Yeah, when has that ever worked?
Unless you've had too many shots of tequila.
There's the kind of, again, the teenage boy of it all, as a gay boy myself, would then associate. It was the first scent that boys were playing with. It was associated with PE changing rooms where, eyes down, don't look around. But then everybody was so liberally spraying themselves with this, not just on their bodies, but then on top of their school uniform.
This, wasn't it? It was all of this.
Yeah, misting yourself in a cloud like it's holy water. So the smell was pungent, but it did also, like, I think for a blossoming gay boy, that sounds... it's giving me a visual. There was something then, it did have a kind of kinky sexual inflection for me, but I can't say that now as a fully grown man that I would smell that.
Yeah, for me, whenever I hear or smell Lynx Africa, I just the word musty comes to mind, and I don't know why. It's not meant to, but the word musty, and I don't like that word.
Because we're not just thinking about the smell of Lynx Africa itself, we're also thinking about that BO pungency that's cutting through.
Like, if I'm spraying myself with perfume in the morning, I'm spraying myself with perfume because I want to feel fresh for the day. Whereas when you're spraying Lynx Africa, I feel like you're spraying it because you're like, I need to get rid of a smell. like I really need to get rid of this smell.
Yeah. Okay, what I'm curious about then is, I think we've argued that this is quite definitively straight. I can't imagine, unless there's some kind of fetishistic gay club out there that's themed around a PE changing room, I don't see many queers dipping into the Lynx world. But what is the queer equivalent?
Ooh,
there's a few options here, and I'm actually wondering if maybe each branch of the queerdom have their own, like an overused smell. So I'm thinking your kind of metropolitan gaze, it's that Le Labo, that insanely expensive, very minimalist fragrance. Or sometimes you get, maybe you're slightly more like crusty activist-y queers are doing a kind of a patchouli oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're coming out with some nice names. I was just going to say Charlie.
Odorless, no?
No. Do you remember that Charlie? Not that.
Oh, right.
Of course, the queen would just go straight to the gay man. It's like, Charlie, yes, please. No. Do you remember the perfume Charlie?
No, wait.
You were the same age.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, there was a perfume called Charlie, and it had different fragrances.
There were sort of 5 different flavors, and it was essentially a water spray.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a water mist.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the teenage girl equivalent.
But I feel like if you're talking about queers, I feel like lots of queers were like, because it was very much fresh, but also was quite reasonably priced. So you could just go into Superdrug Boots and buy it.
Yeah. And maybe there is something in the Y2K nostalgia upon the scene, which people might be pulling on those references, giving the Charlie spray a new life.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same as Impulse.
No.
That was, I guess, really, Impulse is the feminine Lynx. Pungent, far too strong synthetic smells.
I remember buying the Spice Girls one.
Yeah, I so badly wanted the Spice Girls one.
Spice Girls one.
Okay, I think we've pinned it down. I think we've pinned down Lynx Africa. But what I am curious about is if Lynx Africa makes it into the museum, how are we displaying it? What is the exhibit? How are the visitors experiencing Lynx Africa?
I think if we had Lynx Africa in the middle, and then we had
a can,
like a big can, and then we had a reasonably sized man next to it, like a little statue, with a woman going, "Oh,
what is that?"
Yeah, confused, confused face, but also intrigued.
Okay, and what facial expression are we giving this mannequin of a man?
Proud.
Okay,
He's giving proud, confident.
but we know as the viewer, from what we can see in the facial expression of the woman, is that pride is gonna come before a fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to work. The confidence is not selling. It's not selling.
Okay, I love it. We've got a whole diorama there. I'm into it. And of course, with Lynx Africa in the museum, people might want to take home a souvenir in the gift shop. So what would be the merch?
The merch would be the little travel pack.
Oh.
Little travel pack.
So that's got multiple smells, or does it have a soap?
So it'll be the little deodorant can, and then it'll be the little body wash bottle.
I'm going to suggest that it is the travel pack, but it's even smaller.
Oh, yeah, it's like
because it's on a key ring. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, a key ring one would be great. Oh, my God. Why has no one ever thought about that?
Coining it now.
Yeah, do it. 'Cause I think that would sell. Because, like, people are, like, reviving, like, key rings now.
I was not aware.
Yeah, because they've got things like the poppers.
Oh, your
for,
sort
like,
of
anxiety.
rubber bubble wrap.
Yeah, but like even simple things like Fanta lip gloss and like stuff like that is like doing occasionally okay.
Okay, I lie. I have seen this. The children, and I mean children, on school trips, walking around central London with their humongous backpacks, almost as large as their own body mass, and dangling off the back of these backpacks are 17 key rings.
Yeah. One of them could be Lynx Africa.
Okay, done. I love it.
Teach them when they're young.
Great. Well, before I decide if Lynx Africa is accepted into the museum, we must, of course, consider your second nomination. So, Sikisa, what is the other artefact of straightness that you have brought for me today?
Well, I have brought the item itself.
You brought a physical item.
I brought a physical item because I'm dedicated. It is the Love Island water bottle with your name on it.
So to describe, should anyone be unfamiliar with the concept, Love Island, of course, is a reality dating show.
Yes.
Which has gone on to incredible international success.
Yeah, Australia, America. Someone I actually know was in the American one.
Oh.
Yeah, I was very jealous. Aaron.
It's a very hetero dating show. It's men and women paired up with each other and they couple up and then they decouple, they recouple. And in the show, every single contestant is given their own water bottle with their name inscribed on the side in a kind of, how do we describe this font? It's very
Italic. It's italic, isn't it?
yeah, it's italic. It's sort of wriggly. There's something.
Yeah. It's some of them you can't even like tell it's their name.
So you have one here. It says your name, Sikisa, down the side. It is see-through, but with a sort of translucent blue filter on the inside that I presume you can put
Fruit.
like fresh lemon, fresh lime,
Fruit.
even cucumber, strawberry,
Yeah, strawberry.
to flavour your water. Is this from the most recent season of Love Island?
No, it's quite old actually, to be
Okay.
fair. It's about 3-4 years old, maybe even 5 years old.
Okay, this goes
Yeah.
to show how long it is since I've engaged with that show because
Oh, it's going. It's still going.
it's still going.
We're going to have another season in September.
Now-
No, I lied to you. Do you lie?
We could, of course, go hard on Love Island itself and the heterosexuality of all that, but I'm really intrigued as to why specifically the bottle. What do you think? So you obviously have a relationship with your bottle. Do you use it all
No.
the time? No. Okay, that's what I'm interested in. So if you see someone with a Love Island bottle out in the world, out in the wild, at work, in an office,
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
I'm thinking they're using the terminology that Love Island does. Like they're saying things like we're in a situationship or do you want to couple up? And they're saying all the phrases from the show that is like become like this straight culture. Like before it used to be, do you want to be my girlfriend? And now it's like, what's the word they use? Oh, it's so annoying. They
Get to know each other.
Let's get to know
It's
each
always
other.
getting to know, but getting to know is so vague and it makes it seem like they're being really liberated and free. But what they always mean by getting to know is like, no, I'm clamping down on you and I'm owning you.
And it's let's be exclusive.
Okay, that's
That's it.
I like that language though. That's nice and clear cut. Exclusive.
I know, but it's always like let's be exclusive instead of let's be boyfriend girlfriend.
oh yeah, there's no romance.
Yeah.
It's very much like let's sign this deal.
Yeah,
for
and it's always
grand
funny because
collabs.
like it's like let's be exclusive, and then you 2 months later are like, yeah, I'm ready for her to be my girlfriend. Well, what's changed? What's different? Like,
So there's a step between exclusive and girlfriend.
yeah,
Yeah. Who are you in the interim?
exactly. What ghost?
An
What-
apprentice?
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
I had no idea. Okay, so I see that. So the water bottle is an emblem that shows somebody's really invested in a whole lifestyle that
Yeah.
comes with it. They're saying things like they're saying exclusive. They're saying somebody's pied them off.
Yeah, and they also
Can we have a chat?
Yeah, can we have a little
That's
chat?
the other one.
Can we have a chat? Where do you want to go? On the sofa. Let's go on the fire den. But also, this says to me, I want to be an influencer. This says to me, I want the Boohoo campaign. I want Pretty Little Thing. That's what this says to me.
Yeah, so it's projecting an image.
Yeah.
If somebody's carrying around the Love Island water bottle, they want you to know X, Y, Z about them in
Yeah.
other parts of their life.
Yeah.
I see that.
Because
okay.
obviously that's just self-promotion, isn't it? Your name on the water bottle. Especially if it's like mine, like unique name like mine. People are like, oh, Sikisa, that's so cool. And you're just like, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, it's my brand.
It's my brand.
It's my brand.
Yeah, the name is the brand. Like, for example, like Molly May, brand. Moira, brand.
What will happen when there are no people left, but we are just a planet of 8 billion brands?
Oh,
Like, what happens to the economy? How do we all survive if we're all just flogging our own collabs? Does the economy just become purely circular? Like, I will buy the diet tea from your Instagram, you buy the creatine powder from mine, and we just pass that wealth back and forwards.
Yeah, that's
it's
what-
essentially communism, but
Yeah.
powered by link in bio.
yeah. And it's basically about who can afford the most.
But of course, let's look at it from all sides. There is definitely there are the wannabe queer influencers. There are the queer personal brand makers. Everybody's on that journey now. And so, what is it about this Love Island kind of brand identity that stays straight? Do you see it like tipping over into the queers at all?
Well, there was. I don't know if you've seen any of the other Love Island international ones.
No.
So I watched some of the Australian one a couple of seasons ago, but I hate the host. I couldn't stand her voice. That's just a personal thing. I do apologise, Australians.
And it's just her personal voice. It's not
just
all
her,
of them.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
just her personal voice. But in it, there was a situation where one of the women decided she was going to couple up with another woman.
No.
Yeah. So that was fun. And it happened again in America where they didn't couple up, but there was like flirting between, like there was this weird love triangle going on in America and they were flirting. And it was the first, both these times were the first time it's like happened on like TV.
And were these people out as bi or pan?
Yeah,
or something?
they came out as, they were already saying that we're bi before they came into the show. But obviously the show's very much focused on like heterosexual relationships, straight relationships. So it was kind of like, I don't know whether it was like to gain more attention or whether it was genuine or whether they just wanted the men to watch and be jealous.
We, of course, must take a moment and give some flowers to one of our winners, one of the kind of first breakout celebs. Didn't she couple up with a woman, maybe even a football player in the last few years?
Yes. Yes, you're talking about, oh my God, mixed race, curly hair.
Yeah, stunning, tall.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. She was matched up with Greg. She won with Greg, even though Greg had came in like 3 weeks later, and her name is gone from my head. But then they split up within weeks later. But she's gone on doing amazing things. I do follow her on Instagram, but I just can't remember her name off the top of my head. But she did couple up. She did like come out in a relationship with one of the football players. I don't know if they're still together because I have not seen her on the social media on her page for a while.
Hello, it's Joe cutting in from the future just to offer my deepest apologies that Sikisa and I both forgot the name of the Queen of Love Island and the Bicon of the United Kingdom, who is Amber Rose Gill. She is a legend. She is forever. She was dating for a few years Jen Beattie, a Scottish football player. They were a gorgeous couple. They split in 2023. Girl, we love you. I'm so sorry. You are Queen, you are icon, and you are welcome to become a patron of the Het at any moment. There is a lifetime invite for you. And then, of course, we are now in a world of I Kissed a Boy, I Kissed a Girl. There are shows that are emulating the Love Island model, but there's something, I think other people are trying to break it down, but there's something very core to the Love Island show, which is like the very idea that you have been coupled means that you are, like, it's really derived from marriage, you know, It's like things are so final when you're coupled up. And so are you saying that the water bottle, you think if someone's carrying that, it represents that is their idea of a relationship, that it's quite concrete?
It's quite concrete, but also I feel like in this day and age, like you talk about I Kissed a Girl, I Kissed a Boy, I think those shows go back to the core of what the dating shows were meant to be, which is I want to find someone genuine. Whereas Love Island nowadays,
because you can split that money,
you can split that money.
Take it all.
You can take it all, but also some of them are guaranteed to do well after the show with their brand by getting. So I feel like Love Island, unfortunately, hasn't become like the show that we want it to be, which is about love. It's become like, who's the fittest? Are they connecting with the audience? That kind of thing. Where ideally it should be what the title is. You'll find a love on an island. And there's only like a few couples who've actually done well and stayed together from it.
Are any of those couples who have done well, have stayed together after the show, are any of them not marketing that relationship? Like, are any of them just regular people?
So one couple that didn't win, his name is called Jamie, and I can't remember her name, but they're together. They've got 3 lovely kids. I follow them on social media, and he was a model when he was on the show, but he also was a humanitarian, and she also was like quite into like helping people and stuff like that. And I think they came third or like fourth or something on the show, but they've gone on to have their 3 kids and they seem quite wholesome. And it's not like they're just putting out brand. They're not advertising. Their social media is not solely about that.
Okay.
It's about showing their relationship and the love that they have for each other.
But then there's a brand in that itself. These wholesome family accounts, and it's like we're just showing what a lovely family we are, and you can also buy these matching pajama sets. I'll always be a cynic.
Always. Why can't love be love?
No, love can be profit. So we've got a few key questions to run through. One is there a queer equivalent of the Love Island bottle? Is there an item that you would see a queer person carrying and think that represents a certain value system? So I was trying to think about this. I was wondering, like, is there a particular tote bag that you see people with and you think, like, girl, I get it?
Lucy and Yak?
Are we thinking the
dungarees?
The dungarees.
The boiler suit.
That's saying to me, you go for a non-dairy latte.
Yeah.
You're not lactose intolerant. And also, you eat meat.
Yeah. That's what it says.
You'll have a chicken on a Sunday, but
Yeah.
you'll go for the vegan option of a Monday.
Yeah, definitely. Or Dr. Martens, but the glittery ones.
No, I think you're onto something there, because Doc Martens, if we're talking about the tribes of the queers and the various strands, you can find a Dr. Martin for every single one.
Yeah.
It's that thick rubber sole, the footprint of a Doc Martin.
I know where you've been.
Yeah, I know where you've been. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
And I know what you've suffered.
Yeah.
So the Love Island water bottle, if it makes it into the museum, obviously we could just put it on a plinth and celebrate it as is. But if we wanted to bring a little bit more into the exhibition and kind of really get across the culture that comes with it, what are we putting in?
So a water bottle, in front of the water bottle is 2 people just in their bikinis on a beach seats.
That you have to pay 20 euros an hour for.
Yeah. Just in the bikinis, being like, babe, just in speech bubbles. Babe. Babe.
Yes, that's key. It's the terminology, the linguistic network that comes with it. Okay, I love that. And the merch, I mean, it already is its own merch. How do we merch?
I mean, we can have them in different colours, obviously. If you did want to cater to the queers, make it rainbow.
Delightful. But once again, can we go mini? Can it be a mini one?
We
on a
can
key
go
ring?
mini. I tell you what, I actually hate a big water bottle.
Cumbersome.
I actually prefer a mini one. Like, you know, the kids' ones.
Yeah, like a fruit shoot.
Yeah. I prefer a mini one. So if we could half this size.
You know what I want? I want to be able to carry the amount of water that I require, but in a much smaller volume. Okay, scientists, this is a direct appeal to you. Can you invent a type of water where I don't have to drink as much of it, because that is intensive labor, but I would still like the chance to have an accessory of a bottle, but I want it to be mini. I want it to go in my pocket or in my wallet or in my little day bag, my little crossbody bag, because queer. So yeah, I want it to be 2 inches tall, but I still want the amount of water in there to quench my thirst for an entire day.
Yeah, and then so I can replace it with tequila afterwards.
Yes, perfect. So we've had Lynx Africa and the Love Island water bottle. But due to government spending cuts in the arts and heritage sector, I'm afraid that space in the museum is currently limited, so I can only choose one item. And we've reviewed them both. We've looked at them from a few different angles and thought about where they sit in the culture. What do they represent? Who are they for? Where are they coming from? And I am going to take into the museum and install Lynx Africa.
And I think that's the correct.
Because I think it conjures up so much. Even just to say it, you don't even need to smell it, but there's something about it that is so distinct. We know exactly who that teenage boy is. We know exactly who that grandma is who is buying the kit. And now we also know who the stingy gift giver, Sikisa, is. So I think it has to be in there. And to celebrate this, the induction of Lynx Africa into the museum, I will be throwing the social event of the year, which is, of course, the Het Gala. The theme of this year's gala will be Lynx Africa. You will be the guest of honor. But what will you be wearing to dress to the theme of Lynx Africa on the museum steps?
I will be wearing a strap-on with a cape in the colours of Lynx Africa, red, green, and black.
The image in my mind, I hope, never leaves. Okay, I am going to... I want to bring some of that like teenage boy venturing into cosmetics and products for the first time. So I'm thinking maybe I'm wearing a kind of nude bodysuit underneath. So, you know, I look kind of hairless and skinny, delicate, vulnerable. But then around me, I've got a shower and I'm wearing a shower. So it's like kind of bead curtains to represent the water, and I'm in the shower lathering myself up with a Lynx Africa 17-in-1.
Sexy.
Okay.
It gives sexy.
Fabulous stuff. Well, congratulations on your successful submission into the museum. Are you pleased with the outcome?
I am pleased with the outcome.
Thank you so much. Well, before we go, can you please let the museum visitors know where else you can find them?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Sikisa Comedy, Sikisa. I am also on TikTok because you have to. You can also look at my website, sikisacomedy.com.
But of course, thank you so much. Well, as the doors to the Het close for another episode, remember to look out for your straight friends and be the best ally you can. Treat them to a 2-for-1 cocktail at your local Slug and Lettuce, or offer to cook them a barbecued meal of pork and carbon. If you've enjoyed this episode of The Het, good news! There's plenty more where this came from, so remember to subscribe on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Find us on YouTube and follow me, Joe Sutherland, on Instagram. And I also want to know who you want to hear as future guests, so get onto your favourite podcast platform and leave us a review with a suggestion. Do join us again next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.